What's going on, faithful? Coming off an ugly week, and it was a disgusting week. I was very disappointed. I kind of felt numb towards the back end of the game, but we got exposed. We did. Defensively, we didn't play that well. Of course, Jimmy G, he didn't play that well either. I'm not hating on Jimmy G, but I'm just calling it how it is. He did play that well. Play calling was kind of off. At defensively, we looked horrible, and I was very disappointed with Charvarius Ward. Yeah, he was coming off an injury, and he was excited about this game, and I was excited for him to play this game, but he got burned all game long. He was very inconsistent, and yeah, I was very disappointed. And I was kind of hoping to see maybe some outbreak from one of our young guys, Ambry Thomas or Demodor Lenore, to come out there and take that position after Emmanuel Mosley's injury, but that didn't happen. I know Jason Verrett just got released from the pup list, so that's some great news, and hopefully he's ready to go. He's been running sprints, practicing. I would love for him to come back, but I really want to talk about because I don't want to talk about this game, this past game. I've heard enough, and I it's in my head. Okay, I can't get away from it. I really want to talk about trades. Should the 49ers continue to make trades this season? Right, it looks like we're cashing in. We're going all in because we got CMC, probably in my opinion, the best trade so far this season was the 49ers acquiring Christian McCaffrey, which we saw a glimpse of him. He had 22 snaps and he just looked phenomenal. I'm super excited for him to be fully unleashed this upcoming game against the Rams. And just to show how important this Rams game is a must-win game for the 49ers. And it's not going to be easy because it's also a must-win game for the Rams as well. We have the Seattle Seahawks of all teams, like what everyone predicted, first in that division. Doesn't sound right. Okay, so we got 2 games left in our schedule that is more important than any other game we have left. And it is this coming Sunday against the Rams, and it's against the Seattle Seahawks. Those are 2 must-win games for us. If we win the division, we have a chance at the playoffs. Our schedule, I mean, our record right now doesn't look so hot, especially when you have teams like the Philadelphia Eagles who are undefeated or the New York Giants who lost 1 game. And I don't think the tides can turn. And I'm going to throw in the Cowboys in there as well. They have 2 losses. We're in trouble. We need to win this game. Okay. So this is a must win game. We need to win this division, most importantly, but we got to get back in there. Okay, so should the 49ers make these trade moves? I got a couple of guys in here I'm not too crazy about, but it could definitely help us out. One of these guys I was super high on 2017. I loved him, and ever since then, his production has been going down. But by now, he is a vet player. I'm talking about AJ Boye. He's a corner. He had a phenomenal season over there in Jacksonville back when they were called the Saxonville Jaguars. Awesome. He's a vet guy. Okay. And the reason why I have a corner here is because, yes, I love Jason Verrett. Yes, we've seen him for maybe 1.5 healthy seasons. That's the thing. We can't bank in on Jason Verrett staying healthy or even playing to the potential that he did back in 2019. We can't bet on that. As you see, we struggle with just Charvarius Ward out there. We struggle big time. So we need to reinforce that room if possible. I know we have Ambry Thomas, Womack, Diamador Lenore, and I would love to cash in on those guys and let them grow and let them learn, but we just haven't been that impressed. And if we're looking to win now, we're looking to to cash in and get the most we can now for this season while we probably the last season with Jimmy G, then I do think we need to reinforce that veteran room. Now, I like AJ Boye more than I like I forget his name. The guy who we got last year, it wasn't Newton, but I forget. It was a mess. Okay, we got 2 veteran corners last year. It was horrible. Josh Norman. There you go. Norman was horrible. I mean, he got burned almost every play. He was starting arguments with the team, with the rest, with the opposite team. It was just a mess, and it really wasn't the 49ers culture per se. So I didn't like him. I don't think AJ Boy, he does have a little bit of an attitude towards him, but he's a solid veteran cornerback that can help our depth chart right now. Another guy that I like actually a little bit more than AJ is Caleb Farley from the Tennessee Titans. I like him a lot. So I believe this is his second year. He is a former first round pick. He did tear his ACL his rookie year. 3 games in, he tore his ACL. That's a big red flag. But you know what? Looking at the 49ers past, we've done that a lot. I mean, look at Jason Verrett. He's had like maybe a couple of healthy seasons, torn ACL. We picked him up on straight out faith, and it worked out for us for 1 season. Why not do the same thing with Caleb Farley? I mean, he's already expressed he has some frustrations over there in Tennessee that he's not getting utilized as much as he should be. And I do think this could be a huge upside. We haven't seen too much of him, but he's a former first round pick. He has talent. So why not allow him to try things out with the 49ers. This is one that I'll definitely like to cash in on. Um, Another guy, probably my last guy I'll name on here on the try to trade for if you're the San Francisco 49ers is Michael Brockers. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking, "Hey, Michael Brockers, he's been in the league for way too long." Yeah, yeah, I know, and you should be familiar with this name because he might be with the Detroit Lions now. He signed a 3-year deal, but he was with the Rams for 11 seasons, and though during those 11 seasons, he's been extremely consistent and very beneficial for the Rams. So if you line him up, I know he's up there in age and his production has fallen ever since he got traded to the Lions. But you line him up opposite of Nick Bosa, I feel like you should have some consistency there, at least to help out Bosa. Now, I'm not too high on this, but we got to have someone. This season, we've seen injuries with Nick Bosa, Javon Kinlaw, who's not out there, Eric Armstead, who's not out there. We have Drake Jackson, who's playing out of his mind, which I absolutely adore. Drake Jackson's freaking phenomenal. But we've seen all these injuries there in the line. We need some depth. And last week we weren't getting enough pressure on Patrick Mahomes. And I know Patrick Mahomes, he's very mobile. He makes plays. He scrambles a lot. And we saw that last game and it killed us. He's just that good. Honestly, I don't think it was our defensive line being that bad, which it wasn't that impressive, but Patrick Mahomes is just that good. And I hate to say it, I don't like the guy. I really don't. He should have just stuck with baseball. But it is what it is. We need some help out there in defensive front. If we continue this injury trend is killing the Niners. Honestly, we should be up there, man. Which we could still consider ourselves up there, but with all these injuries that we have, it's hurt us tremendously, and we see it game in and game out. That defensively, we're coming from the number one ranked defense to I don't know what we are now. We got embarrassed, absolutely embarrassed by the Kansas City Chiefs. I hated it. I haven't felt that way as a Niners fan in quite some time now. Usually it's frustrating, but it's a closer game, but it was really bad. And like I said, you can't put all the blame on defense. You can't put all the blame on Jimmy G. It was all around. We just had a bad game. But going into the next game, it is a must-win game. It is a must-win game for the Niners. So we got to have people on their A game. We got to see a lot of CMC. So if you have him on your fantasy, you better start him. You got to see a lot of CMC. You got to see Jimmy G snap out of it. We've seen him have good games, and last week was a really bad game. One huge worry of mine, or before I get into that, one guy that I think the Niners should trade, which I really don't want to see him gone, just because of everything that he has done for the team, is Jeff Wilson Jr. I think the Niners should trade Jeff Wilson Jr. to get some type of value out of him, at least a really late round draft pick. Teams have seen what he can do as a running back one. He's extremely effective and he's really good out there, right? But with this trade with CMC, do we really need Jeff Wilson? And I know we suffered through a lot of injuries, but think about it. We got Christian McCaffrey, who's injury prone. We have Elijah Mitchell, who's coming back after the bye week, who I won't consider injury prone, but he did get injured this year. We have him coming back after the bye week, and we've seen TDP, Davis Price. We've seen him play. He's very phenomenal. He's very fun to watch, and I like him a lot. I think he'll be a good third backup. And then our fourth string, Jordan Mason, another rookie, aside from TDP. Why not allow him to grow and develop? I mean, that seems like the Shanahan way until we got CMC. I know you guys could argue that Tevin Coleman was the same way, but that's besides the point. We have enough roster spots. I say we trade Jeff Wilson. Would hate to see him go, but let's try to get something back. Okay, we gave up a lot already for Trey Lance, for CMC. Let's try to get something back. Now, going into this next game against the Rams, my biggest concern is our offensive line. They got Aaron Donald back there. He wants to feast up. They need a win, and we have a huge loss. Kyle Juszczyk probably won't be playing this game. That is huge. He did break his finger, his pinky, last game against the Chiefs. You saw him go down and hold on to his hand and go off the sideline. It is broken, so we're waiting for to see what happens. I doubt he plays, and that's going to be huge. So you fantasy owners, don't cash in on George Kittle because he's going to be utilizing the blocking game, and that's why he's so big and so important in this game. It's because his blocking scheme and our offensive line has been struggling. Yes, we got Trent Williams back. We saw a little bit of rust on him. He got beat out a couple of times, and I don't necessarily blame that sack or that safety in the end zone because of Trent Williams. You know, you if you're Jimmy G, you can't hold on to the ball for 4 seconds in your own end zone. You just can't do that. It's a big no-no. And you also had Kyle Juszczyk wide open out there. But like I said, don't really want to talk about that game. But yeah, we got Trent Williams back. It looks like we are coming back healthy. But Mike McGlinchey, number 69, former first round draft pick. Wow, wow, that was really bad. I hate even thinking about it. I really don't like it, and I don't know. Well, how come you didn't add any linemen to your to go trade for? Because honestly, I don't think any of them are available. People are teams are holding on to their linemen because it's very scarce. If I was the San Francisco 49ers, I'll be on the phone right now saying, "Hey, Alex Mack, we need you back, dude. What do you need? Do you like your marriage life? Do you want some excitement in your life? Come back, dude. We'll pay you. We need you back," which we do. Um, Burford just sorry, not Burford. Brendel just really hasn't been that great at center. And I know we have Brunskill. He's going from position to position, flying all in there, but we don't have a solid lineman aside from Trent Williams. Okay, I can't say that. I can't say that. Aaron Banks has been phenomenal as well. So Aaron Banks has been, lights out great. So that left side, I do feel comfortable with. It's from the center to the right. Mike McGlinchey, bad. Brendel, bad. Yeah, but I like Burford. But last game we saw him switching out some reps against the Rams just because Aaron Donald was just bullying him all day long. He was just lining up right in front of him. And we'll see what happens this time. But I do feel like we could maybe run a two-back package. You have CMC back there. You have Debo Samuel. Then you have Jawan Jennings, Kittle, and Brandon Ayuk. The defense not going to know what to do. That'll be super, super fun to see. But we need to practice on the whole blocking scheme. I do feel like we're going to see a lot of ram packages with George Kittle out there getting ready to block and just trying to defend, buying some Jimmy G time. But we need to revert back to our old Jimmy G playbook, man, which is quick plays. Run the ball, quick play. Run the ball, quick play. You can't hold the ball for more than 2 seconds if you have Jimmy G on your team, and it's noticeable, But uh, those are my thoughts on this whole trade deal this season. And you heard a little bit of how I feel going towards this game against the Rams. It is a must-win game. We got this, man. We got this. And I don't sound as confident as I did weeks prior, but we always bounce back against the Rams. We own the Rams. And I don't want to hear all this trash about the whole playoff deal. We should have won that game, but we own the Rams. Let's continue to do so. Let's bounce back. Hope for a Seattle loss and let's get back into first place. Uh, it'll be awesome if we go 3-0 in our division. If we go 3-0 in our division, we're looking pretty darn good. But ah, come on, faithful. Let's get back into it. If you're in the area, go to the game, share some red, bleed some red, and it's out there, man. That's our home stadium. But until next time, you guys. Until next time, faithful. Keep on grinding.